Hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome to the HitBullsEye platform. In this session, we will discuss about the important news for 8th of December 2021. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you receive the notifications of these videos every day when we post them. Let us see what important has happened today. And unfortunately, we are going to start with a very sad news. That is the Chief of Defence Staff of India, General Bipin Rawat, is no more. In a tragic freak incident, he has died along with 13 others in a chopper crash in Tamil Nadu. So we'll discuss more about that. In the second news, the National Commission for Women has launched a new program called She is a Change Maker. So we'll see what this program is and who is going to implement it. Next up, the Gyanpeet Award has been bestowed on two important scholars who have writings in Indian languages. So we'll see who those two famous personalities are. Next up, in sports news, Russia has defeated Croatia to win the Davis Cup tennis tournament 2021. And last but not the least, world's oldest test cricketer, Eileen Ash. And it's a woman, yes. So she has passed away. So let us discuss all these news in detail. The first news is that the Chief of Defence Staff, General Bipin Rawat, is no more. And the Chief of Defence Staff is not a position that we have known, for a very long time. This was a position created in 2019, and General Rawat was the first occupant of this designation. So Chief of Defence Staff is a position that, as the name suggests, is on top of all the three, all the three chiefs of Army, Navy, and Air Force. So he was a really very decorated you can say military man. He belonged to the Gorkha regiment, and he has served 41 years in the army. He was he studied in a very well-known school in Shimla, and then he went on to pass the National Defence Academy, and he came out with magna cum laude, that is topper of his batch. And it's a sad, really sad incident that he is no more. He was appointed, he was the first occupant of this position of Chief of Defence Staff, and he started his tenure on 1st of December 2020. What is even more tragic is that in the other 13 people who have succumbed to this crash, his wife Madhulika Rawat was also a part of it. And probe is on by the Army as well as Defence Ministry, but the helicopter was the Indian Air Force Mi-17 V5 helicopter. There is a little doubt about the ability of the helicopter because it was world's most advanced military carrying helicopter. So he earlier was the Chief of the Army from 2017 to 2019, and it was under his able command that India had steered the Balakot airstrike and had planned the surgical strike when he was a Lieutenant General of the Western Command. It was at that time that surgical strikes were carried out in Pakistan. So one of the most illustrious and well-decorated officers, he was Ati Vishisht Seva Medal and Vishisht Seva Medal in Army for his distinguished service. And now that he is no more, the process for appointing the next Chief of Defence Staff has already started. And it is the Cabinet Committee on Security, the CCS, headed by the Prime Minister, that takes a decision on the next incumbent for the Chief of Defence Staff. It is, again, I'm reiterating, it is a position that is equivalent in rank to the Army Chief, Navy Chief, and Air Force Chief, but technically it is above all those three positions. All the four remain four-star officers in Indian Armed Forces, but by way of operational, you can say operational command, the Chief of Defence Staff is ahead of all the three. So General Rawat initiated so many reforms in the defense sector. Among other reforms, the establishment of theater commands was something that he spearheaded, and he will always be remembered for integrating all the three forces under his command. And of course, he will always be remembered in history for being the first Chief of Defence Staff of Indian Armed Forces. In the next important news, the National Commission for Women, headed by Ms. Rekha Sharma, has launched a pan-India capacity building program for women. That is, she is a change maker. So women are there in every field in the electoral arena, starting from Gram Panchayats to Zilla Parishads to members of Legislative Assembly and even members of Parliament. In fact, women are also political workers, including the office bearers of national and state political parties. So this program will empower the women with leadership skills so that women at the grassroots level can rise up to become political leaders of tomorrow. If we talk about National Commission for Women, it was formed in 1992 and it has its headquarters in New Delhi. And it is headed by Ms. Rekha Sharma. Next, the Gyanpeet Award, which is a literary award, and it is the country's highest literary award. It has been presented to Assamese poet Neelamani Phukan and Konkani novelist Damodar Mauzo. So Damodar Mauzo is a well-known literary personality in the state of Goa, and he writes novels in Konkani language, which is also one of the languages under the 8th schedule of the Constitution of India. And Assamese again is one of those 22 languages under the 8th schedule. And Assamese poet Neelamani Phukan has also been awarded the Gyanpeet Award. It is India's highest literary award, and it is bestowed only and only on Indian writers who have written in any Indian or English language. So basically, no foreigner is eligible for the Gyanpeet Award. And this award was instituted in 1961 and given to only Indian writers, but an Indian writer may have written something in English. That person is also considered. The primary criteria is the person should be an Indian citizen. So a great honor for these two personalities. The names are important for you from the exam point of view. Next, in sports news, Russia has defeated Croatia to win the Davis Cup tennis tournament 2021. So this is lawn tennis we are talking about, and Davis Cup is one of the most prestigious titles in lawn tennis. So for the uninitiated, let me reiterate that Russia is not participating as Russia in any sports tournament around the world. It is participating as Russian Tennis Federation. So even in this year's Tokyo Olympics, Russian team was not Russian team. It was actually called the Russian Federation. The reason is that there were doping allegations on various athletes of Russian team, and most of those allegations were proven to be correct. And that is why the international sports bodies have suspended Russian participation in sports events. So Russia is participating under the name of Russian Federation. So here it is called Russian Tennis Federation for the purpose of participation in the Davis Cup. So here the most valuable player of the Davis Cup is Andrei Rublev, and Medvedev has defeated Marin Cilic in the singles match. So all these are lawn tennis players, and finally it is Russia that has defeated Croatia. Moving on to our last news, world's oldest test cricketer, or we can say world's oldest woman test cricketer, Elaine Ash, has passed away. So she was 110 years old and she played on behalf of Britain. So Great Britain team had Elaine Ash as its debuter in 1937. She debuted in 1937 against Australia. So that was the time when cricket was not very popular at the international level. But she began her career in 1937, and she went on to play for the next 12 years and retired in 1949. Her career was interrupted, of course, by the Second World War. Second World War started in 1939, carried on till 1945. So technically a very short career. And she retired from the sport in 1949. So also there is a very interesting fact that in the 2017 Women's World Cup final match that was played at the Lords in London, she was the one who rang the bell for the start of the match as an honor bestowed upon her by the International Cricket Council. So Some good, some bad. These were the important news for the 8th of November, 8th of December 2021. So this is an initiative of HitBullsEye. If you liked it, if you think the last 15 minutes of your life have been valuable, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it with your friends so that this initiative can reach more and more audience. With this is me, Manish Mittal, signing off. Thank you so much and take care.